All right, welcome back Inside the Mind's Eye, where we explore the introspective nature of reality, isness, personhood, and being, all the things that are good. Welcome back to the show. Thanks for joining. We're on a good cadence here. We got a good little consistency cadence going on. We got new episodes every Sunday, and then we got clips happening on all the social media pages throughout the week. Here's something that has surprised me about starting all this stuff up again. By the way, I've been doing this for years, not successfully, I'll have you know, but I have been trying for years to to express and share my own art, whether it's music, podcasts, film, video, whatever, and nothing has ever been consistent. And this is what I realized this week. We'll start this episode before we get into the topic of today. By the way, the topic today is how to do nothing. Before we get into that topic, I'm going to tell you about what it's been like to be me for the last couple weeks. We'll do a little check-in here, okay? So my biggest issue was, through all the years, I'm talking 10 plus years of creating things, my biggest issue has been, how do I say this? It's been wanting to feel the rush in the moment of vulnerability, of self-expression, of knowing that the piece of content, or I hate using the word content, you guys. Can we just erase that from the dictionary or the lexicon of our culture? Oh yeah, just working on content. I just got to get more content. I hate it, guys, and I just heard myself say it. If I was if I was a person, I'd kick my own ass. But yeah, so I would get a rush from sharing my art, like sharing the work that I did, sharing the things that I made. It wasn't about, for me, it was about the feeling. It was about the feeling and the experience of being watched and like wanting that. There was something subconscious, and I'm going to, we're going to do a little therapy session here. I'm going back, you guys. And this is happening in real time. I did not know this is what we would be talking about. We will get to the topic, how to do nothing. This is me doing nothing right now. This is the best I could do when it comes to nothing. And I'll explain a little bit more as we go down the road. But when I was in high school, I was an athlete. The moment I got to junior year of high school, I started being pretty good at football. And Friday nights, the feeling of the crowd, the anxiety, the nervousness, hitting people and tackling and loud announcers, and everything was so intense. It was very intense, and it was the only thing I really knew at the time. And I remember I used to on Fridays at school, before we'd go eat our final meal before the big game that night, we'd be in the locker room and we'd turn the lights off and everybody was just supposed to lay there quietly. And I remember listening to all my music, just playing in my mind what was about to happen that night. Just terrified, scared as hell. Just like, I can't believe I'm going to go out there. Everybody I know is there. Even people I don't know that know me are there, like thousands of people. And I'm going to be on the field. I'm going to be having to hit people. And it was just very intense and overwhelming. But then I would go out there and you make that first hit against a person, and you tackle. And then it's like, all the thinking and all the fear and all the anxiety just goes away. And all of a sudden you're just, I got to get past this guy. I got to get to the quarterback. I got to get to the running back. And you expend a lot of energy. You're exercising, you're playing a sport. Now you're just in the flow of playing. Okay. And then afterwards you're exhausted. You've won the game or you've lost, depending on the situation. But my experience was I was always completely depleted at the end of the game. I always gave it my all. And I got to bask in the pain of my own body and the pain of my own effort being dissolved. And just like I remember I'd go to parties just like half dressed, just like whatever. Like it was during the season, I wouldn't smoke. I wouldn't do drugs. I would drink a little bit, but I would not smoke. It was kind of like being stoned. It's like a runner's high a little bit, but I also think the magnification of the lights and all the people watching and all that. So And I say that because came into my awareness as being like a part of the reason why when I finally did get sober, 13 years ago, and I got my bearings and I started pursuing my own dreams, and I started, I was in bands, and then I was producing the podcast, and I designed and made an app, and then I was in front of tech crowds speaking, and just all the shit I ever did was, I'm starting to realize like it was a means of recreating that experience, that rush of not knowing what was going to happen, and throwing myself out there and feeling like my life, my livelihood, and my being depended on what happened. Luckily, over the last year, that has now died off. And so when I used to do content like this, when I used to make things, you can go back on the channel, you can look at all sorts of shit. I would always publish the same day. I always felt like I needed to get the thing done the same day, and I needed to release it because it needed to happen. And I was scared, and I just needed to get it over with. I mean, that's been a common theme. And I know I'll feel better once I release it and get it over with, and I'll be able to relax and rest. But it was a cycle for me. It was a karmic knot, and I just was doing it over and over and over up until a few weeks ago, where we're here now with a regular content cadence, with regular things going up on social media and a new video every Sunday like you're watching now. And the difference is I'm actually listening and following directions of people that are not me. And I am not publishing stuff the same day that I make it. Everything is now scheduled. Can you believe it? Like, that's been available for 10 years. I could have scheduled this shit forever, and it's so much better. It's like, I can just work when I feel like working. I can find times when I feel like recording, like this morning, I've got some free time. Nothing is forced. If I want to stop, I can stop. There's a backlog of stuff I can be editing and producing and preparing for publication, and I can just leave it all alone. And it's great. I don't even have to be on social media when it gets published. And it's like, and that was the other thing too. Like, the social media thing is like, if you're not careful, it'll trap you. It'll suck you in. You'll start watching stuff. You'll lose hours at a time. And I had deleted social media from my phone. I didn't have any social media at all for the last few months because I was just trying to get into a space of being. And this is the thing, the how to do nothing, the topic for today. There's really been no trying. That was a lie. Like, I just practiced all the stuff I've been talking about. It became the most important thing in my life. It also became the most unimportant thing in my life. I learned how to just be, just exist. I saw the paradox of my own experience. I see the contradiction in my own thought, the contradiction in everything, that there is no one way. And like, I'm a very big meditator. I'm really into non-duality. I love listening to the guys that sit in the chair and talk about, how to see beyond the veil of form and matter, and how to enter into rest in your own being, how to embody the capital S self. I love all that shit. But I'm also a person. There also is duality. I am a person with feelings, thoughts, experiences. You're a person with feelings, thoughts, and experiences. There needs to be some integration there. Having said that, I am also not a person. And neither are you. So, I mean, it's like the self, or the person or the character that thinks it is just it's a dream. It really is. So learning how to exist in both of those perspectives for me has been this year, basically. It's just learning how, really learning how to focus on what's actually occurring in my life, and giving my full interest in my family, the people around me, the work. It's like Jordan Peterson got a hold of me and was like, kicked my ass into gear and said, just work really hard at what's in front of you. Don't be thinking about where you got to go. Just focus on what you're doing. And that's kind of been what's happened, And so now I'm in a position now where I have the space. through no will of my own to create things like this. Like I've just been trying to follow the guidance of things that are not my own thoughts, not my own feelings, just trying to trust the process, and it's worked out miraculously. So yeah, I just wanted to give a quick spiel, kind of an update, share a little bit about what we're doing on the channel. I wanted to talk about how to do nothing. This was me doing nothing, you guys. Like I just had to let it rip. Yeah, I'm sure there'll be a how to do nothing video coming up soon where I go into a little more depth about it. But I'll just end it very simply with what doing nothing really is. It really is not possible. Okay. So if you're going to enter into a state of meditation, a state of awareness, that's really about that's really what doing nothing is. You're just going to watch. Just start watching what's going on. Start watching what your body's doing, watching what your thoughts are doing, watching what your feelings are doing. And that's it. You know, sit your ass down. If you start to feel a type of way, you start to be overwhelmed, sit your ass down. Just let it all clear out. Watch it. Okay. There's a great podcast episode with my buddy Peter. It's called The Benefits of Staring at a Wall. Okay. You can find it if you look it up on the channel. And I talked to him for an hour and a half. You know, how do I do this? How do you do this? How do you enter into a space of surrender? How do you turn your will and your life over to this power that's breathing and living us? How? I don't know how. And he looked at me very simply and very clearly, and he said, sit down. This is what I do. He said, I sit down and I stare at this wall, and he showed me his wall. I just stare at it, and everything happens. And that's been my experience. It's true. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. There will be, I'm sure I'm going to talk more about, I'll go into a little more depth about what it means to really do nothing. There's also a great book I have over here called, the only thing you need to lose is your head. Like, just don't listen to this, you know, allow this, whatever. For people that are watching, I'm pointing at my head. Don't listen to your thoughts. Don't really listen to them. Just don't give them the attention. That's what they breed off of and breathe off of, is the attention we give. And then the emotions, like, allow our emotions and sit our ass down and shut up. Just sit down, shut up, and do nothing. It's very difficult. It's very hard. But it's also like the most rewarding thing that can happen. It can happen while someone's talking to you. I could literally be in conversation with somebody realizing I need to shut the fuck up, and I'm not even saying anything. So, so yeah, there's really nothing to do or not do. Thank you for joining. Thanks for listening. Glad you're here. If you're into this stuff, there'll be some more. We'll release new videos every Sunday. There's stuff on all the social media pages. Like, subscribe if you're into it. If not, that's okay too. And I hope you stay excellent and have a great rest of your day. Farewell.